Hey, what's up, guys? And what's up, Sussex Squad? Well, baby, if your name is Will and Kate, you guys are back to gaslighting. You know what? I'm sorry. Let me exclude Kate from this conversation because nobody knows where Kate is right now, except for maybe Kensington Palace. You guys, William and Kensington Palace are doing what we expect them to do. You would think if your wife is suffering from something that makes it her inability to be presented in public, something where the kids, for whatever reason, cannot or will not be seen, according to you, your whole world is coming down. Medical records are being leaked. Kate's being forced out into the public, even though she didn't want to, but it doesn't matter because you weren't going to be there regardless. Kensington Palace is literally goats and chickens are running around, and the place looks like it has been set ablaze. What do you think you would be doing? Would you be looking for competent employees and actually paying them more than $25,000 a year? Would you try to maybe say, maybe we should be honest? Would you actually spend your time with your wife and kids instead of at Hooten Hall tending rose bushes if what is rumored could be? Would you be doing any of that? Or would you even just be going and supporting the patronages? Maybe giving some of your billions to cancer research or cancer charities. Would you be doing any of that? Or B, would you be systematically gaslighting, harassing, and taunting your brother and his wife and their children? Ladies and gentlemen, if you guessed A, then you don't know Kensington Palace very well. And if you guessed B, then baby, you are no stranger to this show. Y'all, let's get into this. Do you know that William and Kate, well, I'm sorry, not Kate. Do you know that William is literally systematically leaking stories about how William and Kate are urging Harry and Meghan to bring their children to the UK? Now, if you guys don't know, all jokes aside, people look at what's going on in Kensington Palace in the UK, the level of online vitriol that Meghan and Harry both received. Meghan and the children get it the worst. They will not give them protection to actually come to make sure that they are safe. They have not invited the kids to visit. They don't, in my opinion, they don't want the kids on English soil. But I believe they're releasing these stories because they like to taunt, Harry and Meghan. Because every time William gets mad, no matter what's going on, he wants to one up Harry and Meghan, but he also likes to stick in that vein of cruelty. You guys don't believe me? Let's just roll it back, right? Do you remember when the Queen was like, oh my God, Harry, Meghan, come to whatever, Jubilee or whatever it was. We will give you a special place of honor. You can walk down there by yourself. Meghan was looking like the sexiest Carmen Sandiego, and that lilac, what was it? A Yves Saint Laurent or a Christian Dior raincoat with coat with that nasty hat. She said, baby, I'm American. This is the way we do hats. You can wear those chicken feathers on top of your head if you want, right? They flew in. But one of the reasons they flew in also was to see their cousins, for Archie and Lilibeth to see their cousins while Lilibeth would have her birthday in the UK. Lilibeth met the Queen. Lilibeth actually met the King Charles too, right? Do you remember that? Do you also remember they gave an open invitation? Do you remember that Will and Kate's lazy self, literally, do you remember what Will and Kate did with their lazy selves? They literally said that, what did they say? Will and Kate literally said that they made up some dumb thing and made up all these stories about why they could not come, why they could not attend. All because Will and Kate did not want their siblings, their kids, to meet their cousins at all. Do you remember that? Do you remember when the palace then stepped in and said, you can't get a picture with the queen, even though everybody knew at that time she had cancer and she was passing away, right? Do you remember that? And they went on gloating about like, oh, the kids were busy. They pulled the kids to a royal engagement just so they couldn't come to the birthday party. And you guys, they had helicopters so they could have flown down. And that engagement was put on the calendar at the last moment. So Kate and William could have an excuse, right? And then do you remember that the minute Harry and Meghan left with their kids, which will be the last time that they've ever been on US soil, do you remember, right? Do you remember how they then released a photo taken by Kate of all the queen surrounded by all her grandchildren as a dig to Harry and Meghan? You don't remember? Well, guess what? I remember. I remember. And you know how now that photo is being pulled apart as being a Frankenstein photo, Photoshop. Now, let me just say this. I do not believe that Kate or William at all in any scenario took any pictures. I believe they have photographers and then they take credit for it. I 100% do. But do you remember that particular act of cruelty? All right, now keep that in mind as we actually read this, okay? Because baby, they said Prince William and Kate asked Harry and Meghan to bring their children and visit. They said William and Kate are trying their best to end their feud with Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan have a strained relationship with the royal family, and they're currently estranged from the Prince and Princess of Wales. However, Tom Quinn have claimed that William and Kate have tried to fix this. So let me get this straight, because the one thing I do know about Kensington Palace, ooh, they love playing victim. Kate and William. Again, Kate's excluded from this because we don't know where Kate is. We just know wherever she is, she can't come to the phone. But think about it, how cruel it is. They always love saying, we invited them, just so they know that it didn't happen, to taunt Harry that his kids, in my mind, are not allowed in the UK because they don't have security. And again, of course, Harry and Meghan are the ones keeping their kids out of the UK, but also to the fact that they are literally creating something about them being the bigger person. So in my mind, in a couple of days, there's going to be all these hit pieces about how Harry and Meghan are shunning a sick Kate. Again, even when Kate has quote unquote cancer, whatever's going on for her, there's something going on. Kensington Palace still finds time to attack Harry and Meghan. At the end of the day, I really do feel sorry for Harry, where you know that when William becomes king, he's going to spend everything he has, resources, time, energy, trying to destroy Harry's life. I hope Harry and Meghan really build up a biggest empire as they can, because they are going to have a very evil and powerful person trying to take them down. Oddly enough, it's going to be the other brother. And by this time, we're just going to see one hair on William's head just standing up angry, saying, "You will submit, Harold." Okay. Tom Quinn claims that the couple have reached out to Meghan and Harry and urged them to bring Archie Lilibeth to the UK. However, they said Meghan put her foot down and refused. How are you telling me to bring my child when you know there are credible threats against all of our lives? And you're telling me to bring my children, but you won't offer any security? Have you lost your mind? They said there's no way Meghan will bring the children to the UK. William and Kate have suggested that Meghan and Harry bring the children and that the couples and their families try to make up. But the suggestion is not leading anywhere so far. Kate, who can't even show her face on video, and yes, I do believe all those videos were AI, is now pressuring Meghan. At the end of the day, let me just say this. And how can I be tactical? I'll just say it. People have this impression that when people get ill, they turn into little angels. They have this impression that the higher selves come because you're looking at mortality. But a lot of people that work with ill people let you know all terminal illness does is strip you down to who you really are, much like money. If you were always a good person, but you let ego, pride, vanity, anything get in the way of your true feeling and following your heart, then when you get sick, you tend to become a more loving, giving, forgiving person. And you just want everyone to get along, because at the end of the day, your pride, your ego, none of that means anymore. But if you were always a very hateful, miserable person, and I'm not saying Kate is, I'm just saying, then getting sick does not make you anything. All it does is make you double down, because now you're angry at the world. And I'm not saying this is the case with Kate. I am just saying that You cannot assign angelic traits to people, no matter what they're going through, until they have shown you that they, one, want to change, or two, have actually changed. I don't have to wonder if you're a bigger person or a better person, or if you're putting family first, because I see the actions. I don't, William doesn't have to say, oh, I'm standing by my wife's side, because we would see you standing by her side while she's saying film videos, why she took pictures, why do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to tell me, because certain things are evident. But it is very telling that Kensington Palace just has to keep telling. Anyway, they said Meghan and Harry are not close with William and Kate, and the Sussexes hit out at their family members in their Netflix docuseries. Yeah, okay. In the book, they're doing a bunch of anti-Harry, Meghan propaganda. We can skip over it, because at the end of the day, baby, they can't say anything at all. They said Archie and Elizabeth live with their parents in California, blah, 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 blah. Meghan and Harry were set to bring their children to the UK in September 2022, but decided not to bring their children amid safety concerns. Why? Because the family would not protect them with security. And Kate and Charles and William and Camilla all mocked them about that. In court documents released after the ruling on Prince Harry's UK security case, it's been revealed Meghan and Harry asked for security but were denied by Rayback. Rayback is headed by the Royal and VIP Executive Committee. It was then said that Harry and Meghan's team wrote to say the proposed security arrangements for September visits were not lawful. They also addressed it as inadequate. And the palace laughed in their face. So, what do you believe? Do you believe that Kate and William invited Harry and Meghan and the kids? Do you believe it was a sincere invitation? Or do you believe they've changed and they've turned over a new leaf? Or do you believe that the same people doing this are also the same people, emphasis on same people, that 100% mocked Harry and Meghan, refused to let their kids meet, refuse to let their kids be friends, do not want them to know their cousins, and still have concerns, very much so, about the skin tone of the sixth in line to the throne? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Listen, this is going to be a heavy upload day. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.